and welcome to today's tutorial. Today we're going to be crocheting this really pretty shell stitch or fan stitch shawl. It's really quite easy to do. It's just a 2-row repeat once we get into it, so it's quite good for a beginner as well. For this tutorial you'll need your yarn. I'm using Rico Creative Cotton. This is in a lovely pink and blue mix. You can also get it in a few other colours, including the pastel mix and also the purple mix. It's 50% acrylic, 50% cotton. It's really super soft and really nice to work with. I'll put a link in the description box of where you can purchase that. You'll need a corresponding crochet hook, so I'm using a 5mm, your scissors and a darning needle. So let's get started. Also, if you've subscribed to my channel, then thank you very much. If you've not subscribed, if you hit the subscribe button and click on the notifications bell, that way you'll be notified every time I upload a tutorial. Right, so to start we need to do a slip knot. And then we are going to chain 4. Now we are going to work our first fan stitch or shell stitch, and it's made up of treble crochets. That's treble crochet in the UK, that's a double crochet in the US. It's the exact same stitch, it's just different terminology. So we're going to work 4 trebles into the very first stitch, and then this chain 3 will count as our first treble. So yarn over, insert your hook, grab the yarn and pull up a loop, so you've got 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. So I'll show you again. Yarn over, insert your hook, grab the yarn to pull up a loop, so you've got 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. So we're going to work 2 more. So that's our first fan stitch. So each fan stitch is going to consist of 5 treble crochets in total, and every time we do a chain 3 at the start of a round, it will count as our first treble. So now we need to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn our work. And we will be working in rows backwards and turning our work. So now we want to do another treble crochet into this stitch here, into the base of the stitch there. Now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to put a treble crochet into the middle stitch of this fan. So that'll be the 3rd treble crochet. So we've got 1, 2, 3, so that's going into this one here. And we're going to work a double crochet, sorry, not treble, a double crochet. That's single crochet in the US. So we're just going to put a double crochet there to anchor that down. Then we're going to do the opposite on the other side. So we're going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and put 2 treble crochets into the top of the chain 3 from the previous round. So 1, 2, 3. So we're working into the top of the chain 3. 1 and 2. So as you can see, that's a mirror image of each other. So now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn our work, and we need to make this end stitch our fan stitch. So we're going to put another 4 treble crochets into that stitch there. Three and 4. So as you can see, we've just created another fan, and then we want to anchor that down by putting a double crochet straight into this chain space here. Then to get over this shell here, we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then we're going to anchor it down by putting a double crochet in this chain space. And then now, to match the other side, we're going to put a fan stitch into the top of the chain 3 from the previous round. I'm going to put 5 treble crochets rather into there. One, two, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so that's it so far. So we're going to repeat the style of this row. So I'll walk you through it. We will chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn. We then want to work another treble crochet into the base of this stitch here. Then we're going to chain 3 to get to the top of this stitch here. So we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we want to put a double crochet into the middle of our fan. So it'll be the third treble crochet. 1, 2, 3. So it's the top of this stitch here. And we want to put a double crochet. Now we are going to, sorry, I lost my train of thought then. Now we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and that will skip us over into this chain space where we put another double crochet to anchor that down. Now we need to chain 4 to get to the middle of our fan. So 1, 2, 3 and then we're going to put a double crochet into the middle of this fan. So it's 1, 2, 3. So don't get confused with the chain 3 here. Make sure you start from the first of your 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3. So the top of the chain we'll put a double crochet. Now we're going to chain 3 and put 2 treble crochets into the top of the chain 3. Can be a bit tricky getting into these. One. And 2. So here it's starting to come along now. So now we've got our fan row. So we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn our work. So we're going to put another 4 treble crochets into the base of that stitch to create our first fan. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we've created our first fan, and we now need to anchor it down by putting a double crochet into this chain space. Now we're going to start to work in, so well, I'll show you when we get over there. So we've just anchored down in the chain space. We're going to chain 4 rather, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and that's to get us over the shell and into this chain space where we're going to put another double crochet to anchor it down. So now we're going to put a fan stitch into the double crochet from the previous round. So that's 5 trebles for our fan stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now we need to anchor that fan stitch down into the next chain space by putting a double crochet. Then to get over this next fan, we need to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then anchor it down by putting in a double crochet. And again, to match the other side, we want to do our last fan. We'll go straight into it by doing 5 treble crochets into the top of the chain 3 space. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5. So as you can see, it's really starting to take shape now. Okay, so it is literally a 2-row repeat, and the way I remember it for myself, and I don't know if it'll help you, is the next row we're going to do, I always think of it as quite a fast row. It's just a chain row in my mind, and then the next row after that I call the fan row. So this next row we're going to put 2 treble crochets into this first stitch. Don't forget the chain 3 counts as the first one. Then we're going to chain 3 to get to the middle of the fan, and there we're going to put a double crochet. Then we're going to chain 4 to get to this chain space and put another double crochet. Then we're going to chain 4 to get to the middle of this fan and we'll put another double crochet. Then we're going to chain 4 to get to this chain space and put a double crochet. Then we're going to chain 4 to get to the middle of this treble crochet and we're going to put a double crochet there. Then on the ends of this round we only need to chain 3 to then put 2 treble crochets into the last stitch, which is the top of the chain 3. So how I remember it is 2 trebles, chain 3, and then it's a row of your chain 4s and anchoring it down with your double crochets, and then your chain 3, 2 trebles on this end. So I'm going to walk you through it another time. So if it takes a while to catch on, then you can bring the video back to this point for the 2 row repeat. So this is the point you need to go back to. So we'll chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn our work. We now need another treble into this stitch, and then we're going to chain 3 to get to the middle of the fan from the previous round. From here we're going to anchor it down by putting a double crochet into the middle stitch, the 3rd stitch, and now we're going to chain 4 to get over to the next chain space. Now we're going to anchor down, so we're going to put a double crochet into this chain space, and now we're going to chain 4 to get to the middle of the treble, of the fan rather. 1, 2, 3 and 4, and we'll put a double crochet into the middle of our fan. Then we're going to chain 4 again, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and we're going to anchor it down by putting a double crochet into this chain space. Now we're going to chain 4 to get to the middle of this fan, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and now we're going to put a double crochet in there to anchor it down. Oh, not quite caught the full chain there. And then now, because we're just getting to the end, it's just a chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 treble crochets into the very last stitch, which is the top of the chain 3 from the previous round. One and 2. So that's that round complete. So now the second row that we're going to be repeating throughout this pattern, I'll talk you through. So the fan row, as I call it, always starts with a fan in the corner in the very first stitch. So the chain 3 classes as the first treble, so it means we're going to put another 4 more into the very first stitch. As soon as we've done a fan, we anchor it down by putting a double crochet into this chain space. Then to get over the next fan, we need to chain 4 and then anchor it down, complete our fan in the top of the double crochet from the previous round, so 5 treble crochets. Then we're going to anchor it down by putting a double crochet. Then we need to chain 4 again to get over the fan from the previous round. Put a double crochet to anchor it down, then a fan into the double crochet from the previous round. Then we need to anchor it down by putting a double crochet into this chain space. Then we need to get over that fan by chaining 4. Then we're going to put a double crochet to anchor it down, and then we're going to finish with 5 trebles in the very last stitch, which is the top of the chain 3, to give us our fan. So the way I also remember it is, this round we don't do a fan above a fan, we do a fan where there's a gap, so it's in that chain, in that double crochet space there. So we're going over the fans and creating a new fan in the next space, if that makes sense. So I'll walk you through this round. So we've chained 3, we're now going to work 4 trebles, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Anchor it down by putting a double crochet in this chain space. Then chain 4 to get over the fan, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And then a double crochet in the next chain space to anchor it down. And then straight into a fan into this double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Then straight after a fan we're going to anchor it down again by putting a double crochet. Then we're going to chain 4 to get over this fan, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to anchor it down with a double crochet in that chain space. And we've come to our double crochet, so we need to put a fan in there. So 5 treble crochets into there, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Then straight after a fan we anchor it down by putting a double crochet into the chain space. And then we need to get over that fan, so we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we need to anchor it down, and then we finish just like this end. It's a mirror, we closed it, it's a mirror image. We go straight into another fan. So 5 treble crochets into the top of the chain 3 from the previous round. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So basically those last 2 rows that I've showed you, you're just going to keep repeating them. So now it's the fast round, the chaining, the 2 trebles and the chaining and the anchoring, and then it's the fan round, and you just keep going and going until you get to the desired size you require, and then you fasten off and tie in your ends. So this is a slightly bigger piece I've been working on. This is not finished yet. So as you can see, it's just a continuous repeat. So if you need to rewind back to where I started the repeat, you can do. I'd love to see your creations. So my links to Facebook and Instagram are on my channel page. If you've enjoyed this tutorial, give me a thumbs up. If you've got any comments, questions or anything at all, then comment down below. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you really enjoy creating this shawl. See you again next time. Bye.